Hello traders, I'd like to have a look at the euro pairs for this week's trading sessions. Last week yen pairs worked out pretty well, and so far the euro seems to setting up for some nice price action, at least in the next couple of trading days, starting with the euro dollar. We are shorting the euro dollar at the moment because we think that this correction is not over yet. Uh, I put a line in the short position, which was 120.47. And I'm trying to keep it till at least the 117 area. That's a minimum requirement for this correction to be over. Otherwise, I would consider it to be an extension. But the fact that we tested the 120 area, which was also a closing of a gap from 2015, resulted in some strong resistance in terms of reversal. Lower time frames gives us a perfect trade setup for based on structure. And now I'm looking for this correction to end. I think that this might be it. This three-wave structure might be it for confirmation low to 117. Another scenario is that this will trill a little higher. Takes a little longer. Today's US banking holiday, so I don't expect much volatility right now. And if there's a lot of volatility, it will be based on low volume, which means it might not be the real move lower that I'm anticipating. So it's either or. We can make a leg higher and make some kind of a corrective combination before we continue lower, or we have already another impulse of lesser degree, which we are currently correcting, which means you should be looking for this flag pattern. We have clear rules on how to trade, so follow your plan. My bias is definitely lower towards at least the 117 area. I like to see a test of these lows here as well, and not just because of these lows, but there's a lot of confluence in this area, and it just follows up on how we're reading structure at the moment. So the short in the euro dollar is the first move I'm looking for. Once we hit that area or that target, I will reevaluate and determine whether this structure is going to be corrective altogether or might in fact be an impulse and indicating that we have more bearish price action to be next. Euro yen is extending higher. Well, we knew this was corrective, so that suggests we needed to make a new high, but this looks to me like a corrective combination, and the question is whether that's over yet. For now, it looks like we might correct a little more, but medium term I expect this pair to take out the 130, 170 area before it's ready to go lower. So in other words, I'm looking for some kind of flag pattern which is already in the making, and doesn't really matter to me how far this might go down. That might confuse some traders that still are bullish on this pair, but it doesn't really matter to me. It matters what happens in the beginning, and so far I consider this to be corrective structure. So short term, I will see how this plays out, whether that presents a buy opportunity, yes or no, and then I'm anticipating a move higher, take out the high, and then I anticipate the move lower in euro yen, and that might go all the way down, because if this structure is corrective all the way, which it looks like, well, basically means that we're gonna drop quite a few, and you don't want to miss that trade. However, I don't think the euro yen is ready yet. Same counts for the other yen pairs. And the yen pairs will move because of the yen, and therefore we need to wait for everything to line up. But short term, I see this as a buy, and then longer term as a sell. Euro pound. Well, euro pound did amazing for us. I know a lot of people were looking for the sell, because this for follow-up of this move, where our rules actually told us to buy. So that was great. And now we actually started selling it last week, and that was in this area. We took some profit, and now we have to determine whether there's more to come. I believe there's more to come. However, it's not ready yet to reverse altogether. Let me zoom out a little bit more. I don't think it's ready yet to reverse and take out this whole structure. I only think it's going to correct, and then on the high time frame, the daily, I believe this might be still possible to be some kind of expanding pattern. I don't think that's over yet. It has some room to the upside before it has to correct or reverse in terms of being validated as the expanded pattern. For now, the 4-hour time frame tells me to stay aside. The trade is on the 1-hour time frame. We can make the high from here. If that's the case, I have to wait because I don't see a trade right now. To me, it looks more reasonable to see something like this and then another leg lower, and then along with the euro dollar and the euro yen, something like that before we continue higher. But short term, I'm not going to take any other positions. I keep my short open, and now I'm simply manage that position. If I see a reversal sign, I will start buying it, knowing that we're most likely going to take out this high. But like I said, it's very likely that this pair is going to continue lower in a more complex correction before it's continuing higher. But I'm not convinced that this is an impulse lower, which means that suggests another move higher before we continue lower. So for now I stay aside, I keep my position, manage it, and I'm gonna play it on lower time frame and then manage it accordingly. But the euro yen, euro dollar are clearer in terms of making a new high. Once the correction is over, the euro pound is slightly different, and my bias is to the upside once this correction is over, but that's too soon to tell. Euro Swiss, well, perfect. We were looking for the correction of this move, and we all said this move here is not enough. And it's not enough because not because our rules tell us, our rules tell us, but our rules are there because that's how the market works. And we know if 90% of the chance that we are right. So that's being said, we were like, this is not a correction, so be careful buying it, and it's actually a potential sell opportunity. This is correction to me. And the question is it over, yes or no? Well, now we see a structure that doesn't look impulsive neither, and therefore we should be looking for some kind of a sell. If you're not in the trade yet, because this was the setup here, I'm not in this trade yet, but that's okay, because like I said, I'm in the other euro pairs and they have a tremendous risk reward already. So basically my month is okay for now, and simply by following the rules. But if something like this happens, minor flag pattern, we definitely want to sell it, and then you want to sell it towards the 111.60 area, something like that, before this pair continues higher. So euro dollar, euro yen, euro pound, euro Swiss all look like they need more downside before especially these three pairs are going to make a higher high. Euro Aussie, well, same thing. We said don't buy the breakout. Here price came down. We said this is not ready to go higher, so we didn't put a pending order up here, something. No, we actually start shorting it, and now we see another opportunity to start buying it. I don't think this is ready yet. It could be, but then I have to adjust on lower time frames, because for me the ideal scenario might be or will be something like this: come higher, make a 3-wave higher, and then a 3-wave down. However, I consider this to be a correction, which means that I expect this high to be taken out, 151.70, before we take out this low, 147.27. It's all about reading structure. So once you see the structure, once you see whether you're in a correction or an impulse, you know which direction to trade. Then you move on to your rules, your trade plan, and you execute the plan. Only by having a rational plan, you know whether you're successful, yes or no. Because if it's not working out, you know you have to get back to your plan and optimize it and see whether you go wrong. Well, so far we're quite successful in what we do. So it's either or. If this consolidates, I can buy, manage my position. If that's the reverse altogether, I'm already in the trade. If it's going to be like a 1 to 3 or larger degree, then we just start buying it on lower levels. The Euro CAD was a bit confusing, but we didn't have any arm of it. We didn't trade it. Now I think this structure looks like it's over. We have a strong sell-off because the Canadian dollar moved very strong in the end of last week, so that might present us some trading opportunities. 4-hour time frame, well, it's pretty clear how strong it is. I'm not going to sell it because of this trend line. That was just for visualization. What you like to see is kind of like Euro Aussie, some kind of a flag, move higher. If that results in a corrective three-wave pattern or a three-wave extension, you want to start looking for a sell. And if it starts to reverse altogether, well, the buy is already putting you in the buy, and then you just manage your position. All right. If you're interested in the course, the course costs 300 euros. It's a one-time payment. It gives you lifetime access. It's about 50 hours of material, videos. We got theory, and even this week I made a new lesson. So it's always work in progress. We're not done there yet. Traders that have more problems, they are in one-on-one contact with me. So it's really only a one-time payment for lifetime access and with help from me. We also have a section on the website where I upload my daily videos for my outlook of the market. So if you're interested, you can send me an email or visit my website. And otherwise, see you next week in the next video. Safe trades.